You're watching Plus1TV. This is Timeline. I'm Tyler Pollard, and I'm speaking today with Robyn. The show's called Timeline, and what I like to do is kind of educate everybody as to your musical growth.
I grew up in a theater family, and I spent most of my childhood on the road with my parents. They had an independent theater group, so I grew up around performers, and of course I think that influenced me. But I always thought my parents were uncool, you know, like all kids, and I didn't want to be an actor. I wanted to do music. And as a teenager, I got into a lot of hip-hop music, and I grew up with artists like Biggie and Snoop and the Wu-Tang Clan and stuff like that. And some of the club, you know, more orientated music in Europe at the time, like the Technotronics and Nana Cherry, and but also, of course, all the, you know, the big American pop artists like Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson and Madonna and Prince, and I started writing songs when I was about 11 years old, and by chance I was spotted and signed when I was 15, and I released my first album in Sweden when I was 16.
So along that way, I mean, obviously you had the influence of the folks and, you know, the performance aspect of, you know, music, and was that immediately apparent to you how to incorporate that, or were you really just...
I don't know. I think it's a pretty organic process, and it's sometimes very hard to describe it. But I definitely think that growing up, you know, the way I did had a big influence on me. Even if I chose to do something very different from my parents, being on a stage and performing and being a performer was something that came very natural to me. And I think that, you know, the way I entered the music industry was through a very commercial perspective. I had an album out in '97 and a song called Show Me Love that was pretty big here in America. And this new perspective on pop music kind of came in to the industry, and I was right in the middle of that, but at the same time I grew up with a very different kind of aspect of what performing could be. And so I think at this point where I'm at now, I'm able to mix these two worlds into something that really describes me as an artist a lot better. And starting my own record company was a big step for me, because it made me independent, and it kind of brought me to a point where I was in control over what I did, and I could make my dreams come true again and not have to conform to what the industry, I think, a lot of the times think that pop music is supposed to be.
I think that what's selling your pop music is your humanity about it.
Good.
It really is, and it's like, because all of a sudden I wasn't just hearing a pop song, I was, you know, experiencing an emotion, and I was hearing something that I believed. You own it, you perform it, you're sincere, and it's not just about writing the perfect pop song, it's about expressing yourself.
But I have to disagree. I mean, for me, it's all about writing the perfect pop song.
Touché.
For me, that's what it is, you know. I think once you've done that, what you can do is you can strip it down, and you can be personal again. You can connect to people on a level where it is about the emotion. If you don't have the song, that gets very, very tricky. We got into the studio and we decided to just use like 5 drum sounds. This is all we can use, and we, you know, and just kind of narrowed it down to this little world where we were creating something that could stand on its own, instead of just hiding, you know, the fact that it was pop music with lots of cool sounds and rah rah rah. You know, just bringing the music out and the song out and the voice out, I think, was one of the most important things on this album.
I think that's why it's going to succeed.
I hope so.
Well, I want to wish you luck on your little American jaunt here.
Thank you.
And have a good time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for talking to us on
Plus1TV.